which kind of sets us up for a pretty good game tonight. Both coming in 3-1 in the district and playing for at least, like you say, de facto, but going to find out.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look real quick here at the conference standings as you see them right now. Right now, Skyline leads the way. Skyline in first place, tied for first with Shelley. So that's where we mentioned this is not, they don't host a 4A high country district championship, right? This is simply, it is what it is. The winner of this game wins the district championship. Clean cut, easy, that's it, right? You win, you're the first place team. You automatically get one of those top 5 seeds at state because you're a district champion. So a lot on the line here between these two. If you win, you're good. Now, if you lose, what happens? Let's take a look here at the bottom. If Skyline wins, let's start with the easy scenario. If Shelley wins, Shelley's 1, Skyline's 2. Easy peasy, that's it. Now, if Shelley wins, or if Skyline wins and Shelley loses, now Shelley has 2 losses, as you can see there. We will not know until all of these games are final because it is a mess down below. Blackfoot is playing Bonneville tonight. Hillcrest is playing Idaho Falls. And after what we've seen in the last 2 weeks, I don't think we can say that's going to happen. I mean, last week, Bonneville beat Skyline. Did anybody anywhere on planet besides the Bonneville fans and community think that was going to happen? I don't think so.
I don't even know if the people at Bonneville thought that they could beat Skyline, but they did. That's why they play the game.
And that was kind of it just sent ripple effects through everyone. Then on the other side, Shelley could have punched that, at least tie for first, right? All they had to do was beat Hillcrest, who has been a little down this year, and then Hillcrest beats them. And it's just very confusing. I mean, we just can't really say this team is – you look at it, Idaho Falls beat Bonneville. Bonneville beat Skyline. You want to do the transitive property. I know that it doesn't exactly correlate, but you look at it and you say anybody can beat anybody. And it is going to be a mess. And we're just going to have to wait and see what happens tonight and see what – of course, the easy way to do it is Shelley wins – and they're first, Skyline second. But you know what? That's probably the only thing we know what to expect is the unexpected.
Sure. And that's just what these previous 2 weeks in this conference has taught us is that, this is why we play the game. This is why they why they play it out, just to see what happens, who shows up. And we'll just see. It should be a good game, though. I did watch the Skyline Bonneville game last week. And I think Shelley's more built to beat Skyline.
And that's what I had when I was talking to people, hearing that the physical teams, that's what gives Skyline trouble. And Shelley is one of those physical teams.
Well, if you think about it, what's Skyline? They're a high-powered offense.
Right.
What's the one way that offense can't beat you is if they're on the sideline. So if your offense is on the field, controlling the ball, which Skyline's defense has been susceptible to the running game. They have a difficult time stopping the run. They're a little, weak or just in the middle.
Right.
And Bonneville's, for whatever reason, went with a different quarterback last week, and his game was not so much pass, it was run.
And grind it out.
Grind it out, and that fed right into the blueprint of what I think takes to beat Skyline. Now, Shelley is built that way.
Right.
They like to run the ball. They've got a big offensive line. They like to run the ball, and that's the one way that Skyline's offense can't hurt you.
And that Shelley has just come on late. Like they had a couple losses to open the season, and I think people wrote off the Russets. I think they started off 0-3, and then they just all of a sudden. And I think it's come because of their run game. They've been able to control it. It kind of got them kicked off against Blackfoot. They played Blackfoot. They kept the ball on the ground the whole game and just grinded out a win over Blackfoot. And then they've been on a roll ever since. And then they hit that speed bump last week against Hillcrest, which I don't think a lot of people were expecting to see happen. So anyways, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with the opening kickoff as you see Skyline take the field here. So just a couple minutes to kick off. We'll be right back with the beginning of, again, the 4A High Country de facto district championship game here on IdahoSports.com.
Friday Night Lights with laughter as post-game commentary. It's fun runs, fun rides. It's passing the boot for local heroes. And it's breaking ground for groundbreaking startups. This is what makes a community. And it's what makes a community bank. It's fertile financial resources turned back into local soil. Here's to people helping others thrive. This is community banking. D.L. Evans Bank, since 1904.
I'm Connor from Idaho Falls. In high school, I started having trouble with my muscles. Playing football, kids half my size were pushing me around. My mom and I spent months traveling the country looking for answers. We finally got one right here at Ermac. I have a rare disease that causes my cells to lose energy. After 2 years of using a wheelchair, the therapist at Ermac taught me how to walk again. Now I can do the things that I enjoy and live the life I want. That's why I say, take me to Ermac.
At all our local Teton dealerships, we're committed to our no problem philosophy.
No problem means we'll find it, not we don't have it.
No problem means the same fair prices that we've always offered on our new vehicles.
Because when you shop with us, it's always no problem to buy and service your vehicles.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
We're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
It can be a lot, trying to figure out how to make it. How to dream big and to wonder, what if? Because no matter where you are in life, if you don't know what's possible in Idaho, it's hard to keep asking, what if? Which is exactly why Next Steps Idaho was created, with everything from smart tools that help you figure out careers you might be suited for, to training and education options for you. So keep asking what if at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
At D.L. Evans Bank, we haven't invested in a deep line of digital banking services to help infuse more banking into your life. Just more living. D.L. Evans Bank. This is community banking.
Well, is Ermac really the best hospital for pediatric care? I mean, aren't all ERs the same?
Not all ERs are the same. Ermac's ER has been delivering high-level clinical care for over 3 decades. As a Level 2 trauma and burn center, Ermac is well-equipped to handle pediatric injury and illness. All Ermac ER nurses have higher-level pediatric certifications, and that's just not common in all ERs. And this expertise and experience is found only at Ermac.
As we've got the coin flip here. Again, this is East Idaho Game Night presented by Teton Auto Group as well as Ermac Pediatric Services and, of course, DL Evans Bank. Again, the de facto district championship tonight should be fun. See who comes away with it. We were talking in the pregame about how this one, what do we expect here? And I don't know if we can, whatever we expect is probably not going to happen. But it seems like the key to this one for, what's going to give, I guess, here is it going to be the offense of Skyline? Are they going to get those opportunities? Or is Shelley going to be able to control the game and keep the ball on the ground and grind it out?
Yeah, that's kind of the question. We'll see what happens. Both teams coming off of a loss, so you don't really know what to expect this week.
Right, and you look at it and you say, if one of these teams could have won last week and the other, had kept their loss, you're in the driver's seat, really. You at least force a tie for that championship. You effectively win it, right? Because if they win here, that's a win. Or you would end up with a tie, right? And you would have that tiebreaker. So either way, we're ready to go as the light show. This is 2 weeks in a row I've seen a light show like this. Only two, this here at Rafston and one other field have the lights like this that can do it. And I'm sure it's everybody's first guess where that is. At Butte County High School in Arco.
I was just going to say, it's got to be maybe West Jefferson out there. I don't know.
So last week I was there in Arco and Butte County had it. Their poles blew over during a windstorm like 2 or 3 years ago. So they were forced to play all their games in the early afternoon, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, things like that as the playoffs came around because they didn't have lights. And they finally got those lights up. And you know what? You're already there. You might as well make them nice. And that's part of the renovations here at Rafston. And
sure, if you make those lights able to withstand this Idaho wind, then why not just,
make them fancier.
Make them a little fancier.
It does add. I mean, that's a cool feature to have. So here we are. Skyline is going to receive the opening kick. Back to kickoff for the Russets is number 43. That's Luke Pasco. Pasco, the junior, will take the boot, and we will be underway. Again, this is the unofficial district championship game, as the winner will have that top seed, and that ball rolls and barely goes out of bounds and dies at the 5, but it just went out of bounds and came back as the official throws his nice pink flag out here for tonight.
Yeah, they've had pink flags for a couple weeks now. I still am not used to finding those.
That was my first time seeing the pink flag come out, so it surprised me. So Skyline going to take over on offense. No, they want to make him kick it again. It was almost a great kick. If he had let it roll and not touched it, and it never nicked the sideline there, that thing dies at the 5, and that Shelley special team unit is right there. And I've seen it a couple of times, not on a turf field, a little difficult there, but on a grass field where you pooch it around the 30, kind of in that dead man's area, the 20, 25, and nobody gets it. It just kind of holds there, and the offense is able to go and pick it up. So we'll redo it. Pasco will try to keep it in bounds this time. This one hangs left as well, but it's going to be caught at the 12. Coming all the way across the field here is Woodruff, and Woodruff is across the 30 down to the 31, and that's where Skyline will take over. 1st and 10 for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, it was a nice return there. I think that kind of...
I think it was... No, it was. Sorry. It was Woodruff. I thought I had the number wrong.
No, I think that kind of just shows exactly what Skyline's mentality is. We want the ball. We're going to be a high-flying offense. We're going to have big plays. We're going to make you kick it again rather than get the ball at the 35. We're going to take our chances that we're going to get a better return than the yards that would be given on that penalty, that kick out of bounds.
So here we go, 1st and 10, 11:51. Quick pass on the right side, and lots of room on the right, up across the 35, near the 40. That quick pass from Hackey. Severio picks up about 9. It'll be 2nd and 1. Actually, let's make it 2nd and 2.
Yeah, that was just a quick pass out there in the flat. A good grab by the running back. That was kind of low, but it had him running in the right direction, so was able to have a little bit of space out there on that side.
Motion on this. Sadiq, he'll get the sweep handoff, and he's not going to get to the first down line. He's going to get just across the 40. He needs the other side of the 41 for a first down, so it's going to be 3rd and 1, and the Shelley defense forces a 3rd down opportunity, and this would be just what the doctor ordered for the Russets.
Yeah, one thing that I've noticed about Skyline, they do like to run to the side. You know, everything's a sweep. A lot of screen passes to this, to the outside. The middle is, I think, on offense and defense, a little bit of a weakness for the Grizzlies.
There's the snap, and it's going to go up the middle this time, and a first down going to be picked up by Silverio.
And just as I say that, they run up right up the middle, get the first down. I'm just saying that they expect the explosive plays to be on the outside.
Well, maybe that's why you do it, right?
Absolutely.
You go up the middle because you're so used to going the outside, and that's what Shelley's probably looking for on that. So that was a smart decision to go right up there, punch it in for the first.
And I'm not saying Skyline can't run it up the middle, because I think Silverio is a good running back and can, take some hits, and you think of more kind of a bruising type back. But he also has a good amount of speed, too, to get to the sides as well.
So a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 for Skyline. And Hackey going to go deep here. And this one in no man's land. Closest players to it were a couple of Russets, right? Kind of dropped in between of C.J. Fielding and Chance Waite. But no blue jerseys around that one.
Sure. No, and kind of going back to how these teams are playing right now. Last week, Hackey threw 4 interceptions, I believe it was, and it's hard to win any game. It's amazing that they were still in that game,
right?
But just the way that it played out. But turnovers, I mean, I guess throwing it to nobody, I guess, is better than.
And this screen pass, Sadiq, and he is up, tumbles forward, and I think he's got the first. There was a big block by a receiver out there. It looked like it was number 10, Isaac Harrison, and he sprung it. He pushed back the defender coming in back towards the Shelley sideline over there, or else that play was getting blown up as soon as Sadiq caught it. So good block on the outside by Harrison, and it's a first down Skyline.
Yeah, and that's kind of what they want to do, is get Sadiq out in space and see what he can do, make happen. But that did look like it was blown up right from the get-go.
I thought it was. I didn't think it was going to pick up anything just watching it. So, again, a motion jet sweep here on the left side. Got some room to run up to the 40, down to the 39. That'll be number 23 that time, Caden Taggart on the game. Chase Ricks on the tackle for Shelley. So it'll be 2nd and about 3 yards to go here for Shelley, or excuse me, for Skyline. As the Grizzlies have had a mix of different plays and are now inside Russet territory. No one back there with Hackey right now, and he's going to book to the right, and that one, another bad pass, to be honest. I mean, there's no other way to say that. And that one, he's lucky it didn't get picked off by Shelley back there for it. It looked like Kyle Davis was back there, and Davis had a hand on it, just couldn't bring it in.
Yeah, both throws have been a little bit off. Hackey, I don't know, it seemed, had plenty of time in the pocket, no pressure there,
No.
or relatively no pressure there, and just couldn't connect.
So here we go, 3rd and 3. Last time we saw Skyline go right up the middle. Hackey does have Silverio right there on his right. And Silverio gets it, and he's got a first down and more across the 30. Can he get past all the defenders? He's going to go down at the 1 yard line. Silverio on 3rd and 3 goes 38 yards down to the 1.
That was a nice play design. They faked the sweep coming around the one way that they've run, 2 or 3 times already this game, and then a quick hitter right up the middle, and Silverio was able to bust it out there and get some yards on that.
Yeah, Taggart was coming around, and he's done that a few times where he's come around or somebody's come, Sadiq, whoever it is, and taken that. So 1st down and goal And this will be a handoff to Sadiq, and he is in for the score. Skyline punches it in first, and they lead this conference championship 6-0.
Right up the middle. It was a nice. I don't know. You go to your big guy, the biggest guy you got out there, and go right up the middle. Try the extra point here.
And the extra point is up and good. So Skyline takes the early 7-0 lead as they lead again this, as we said, de facto district championship game.
I think the most important thing that Shelley has to do tonight is they can, even if they get down by a score or 2 or even 3, they have to keep to their game plan of running the ball. I think. I don't know. I kind of think that that's the only way that you can really minimize the Skyline's offense is obviously having them on the sideline.
Right.
But then Skyline or Shelley is kind of built to run the ball. They've got a good offensive line, big offensive line, and just need to not get out of that mindset that, we need to run the ball.
Right.
I mean, they might come out here and throw the ball all over the place, which would shock me. But
right,
but just can't abandon. You get down early. That's kind of a recipe, I think, for Skyline is they get up on teams and then people get away from what could, be the tripping point for, how to trip up Skyline is they get away from it way too early.
So here we go. Kickoff coming deep from Skyline as this one pops up, and it will go into the end zone, and Shelley will have the ball 1st and 10 from the 25 to start out their first possession of the game. As again, we are here underway. District championship game, not officially, but it is. The winner of this game wins the district and will have one of those top 5 seeds at the state tournament.
Yeah, with both teams losing their games last week, I mean, that sets us up for a great scenario, whatever plays out tonight's game. So it will be great to see what happens, how it plays out.
So this first play goes left side, across the 25. So ball started at the 20. I got premature college football on you there. And a good run, 7-yard gain for Klinger as it'll bring up a 2nd and short, and that's exactly what Shelley wants to do. As that one goes close to the line, I believe they are motioning for a first down.
Yeah, that was just a run off the left side there, that kind of a quick hitter right there. And like I said, Shelley's got a big offensive line. They'll make some movement happen on that offensive line, I do believe, and then that plays into their hands of keeping that offense on the sidelines for Skyline, and then just ball control and being able to continue running the ball.
And no hurry, 7:15 to go in the quarter here, and it's a nice run again just up the middle. That time Caden Johnson bowls forward, and he's got a first down. And like you said, they just want to run the ball and eat the clock, as now we are just about at the 7-minute mark, halfway through the quarter, and in the blink of an eye, really, as really both teams did it on the ground. I mean, Skyline had a couple go through the air on that first drive, but nothing connected. Everything that was thrown was at the line of scrimmage. And there's going to be a false start right on the left side. It looked like moving was Kason Eaton, the tight end. Jumped a little early, and he'll hop off. So that'll push it back, make it 1st and 15.
Yeah, when you are trying to, obviously, ball control, you want to stay ahead of the chains, and obviously those penalties, those can come back to hurt you. Hopefully that they can overcome that five-yard penalty.
And this run here, they get it up to the original line of scrimmage, so they'll get the yardage back on a run by Klinger.
When I called a game earlier, Shelley game earlier this season, their starting quarterback went out, so they kind of out of necessity went to a running game, I felt like, and were able to just run all over their opponents. I believe that was the IF game, Shelley game. That's where I saw Shelley like, wow, they're kind of built to give Skyline some fits because they're built to run. But that was also out of necessity, I think, because their backup was also their JV quarterback, from what I heard. You know, a sophomore, not a lot of experience, so they didn't throw the ball a lot.
So the third down run is wrapped up in the backfield. Back there first was Dylan Andrews for Skyline, and a big stop. It's going to be 4th and 2, and it would not surprise me to see the Russets just try and plow forward to pick up the first down, as they are short of it. It's under 6 to go, 5:30 here, but you haven't seen that type of stop in the backfield yet for Skyline, and I think Shelley likes their chances to gain some yards on another play, and they will come out for it. And there's the snap, and they're going to throw it, and a quick pass right side, and the first down is picked up on the throw to Klinger. I think everybody was expecting to see that one on the ground, and then Nate Nelson bootlegs to the right and throws a perfect drop pass in for the first.
Well, and a lot of times you can, when your run sets up your pass, you can get these nice play action passes, and having their senior quarterback back obviously helps. I don't know how long he was out. He was out for the game that I called. I think he actually got hurt in that game.
So there's another run right up the middle and cutting through all the way up to the 30-yard line. What a run that time. That's Johnson. Great run.
Yeah, right up the middle.
And they can just swap in who they want at running back. I mean, we've seen Klinger run it. We've seen Johnson run it. They are so interchangeable. They've had multiple players run for over 100 yards this season in a game. And this one is swallowed up in the backfield. No room to run for Johnson. Back in there first was Mark Wilson for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I don't know. I would assume if you're Skyline, you kind of load the box and say, okay, we know you're going to run the ball, beat us with the pass, but easier said than done also. I mean, you know, we'll see how it kind of pans out, but you're going to win some, you're going to lose some, you know, see how Shelley will answer, because Skyline did stop him on that run right there.
And this time they're going to go left side. Looked like a stretch run for a minute as he cuts in, and he's all the way up to the 35. So a good run there by Klinger. And Klinger picks up 5 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 5. And Shelley, I mean, they went for it on 4th down there. You got to think they're going to continue to do so tonight. It's okay for them to be in a 4th and short. You know, if they can just pick up 2 yards per carry, 2 or 3 yards, they're going to be satisfied with that.
Well, and heading this direction, the wind was blowing earlier. I think it has calmed down quite a bit, but I don't know if field goals are going to be your answer, especially against Skyline either. You don't want to go for field goals against Skyline, but that may not even be an option kicking this way into what was the wind. I don't think it's terrible out there, but.
And that run by Klinger gets close to the first down marker. It's going to be 4th and 1, 3:20 on the clock here in the first quarter as we are cruising through. And Shelley rushes up to the line. They're going to try and plow this one forward and pick up that yard. There's a handoff left side and tripped up. What a stop in the backfield by Skyline. Who was that? 28. That's Bennett Southwick, who tripped up the running back in the backfield. Klinger looked like he had a path to the first, and he goes down a yard short. So a great drive by the Russets comes up just short. I mean, that's not even a yard. That's maybe half a yard from the first down. They needed to get to the 20, and that ball's at the
inside that 21.
It's at the 20 and a half. So they were right there. And now Skyline takes over, and I tell you, if Skyline goes up 2 scores, Shelley doesn't want to come back from 2 scores down the way they run the ball. So this time a jet sweep on the left side. Taggart goes all the way down to the 24. So a pickup, or they'll say the 25, so pick up a 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, last week, and I just go back to what I've seen, what my own eyes have seen, that Skyline last week threw the ball a lot more than what they're doing now. They also realize, hey, you know what, those interceptions last week, they set us back, try to establish something with the run.
Again, 2nd and 6 on this play. Again, coming in the backfield. This time they'll hand it off to Silverio. And he dances around multiple players and is all the way up to the 35. A 10-yard pickup left side for Silverio, where he did a lot of dancing in the middle of the field.
Yeah, Silverio is a good running back. He's got a lot of good moves, and then he'll also run you over too. He's got some speed and some agility to him, but he will also he doesn't shy away from a hit and will run you over. I would imagine Shelley, they've probably practice each other. Your first team against first team D if you can. They know what to expect against the run. So
it'll be first down, and Hackey's going to look to throw this one, and he just hit Silverio in the flat, and he had nobody nearby. He's all the way up to the 44, a gain of 9, and Shelley kind of just sold out on the pass there. Forgot about Silverio, and he was 5 yards downfield, and nobody was within 2 or 3 yards of him. Again, 7-0, Skyline on top of Shelley here with a minute and a half left here in the first quarter, as both teams are really keeping it on the ground here in the winner-take-all district championship game. This time Hackey's looking to throw again, middle of the field and out of the reach. Trying to hit Woodruff on a cross and just out of the reach. So it's going to be 3rd and 1, and a big chance here for the Russets to get a stop.
Yeah, that play before where they threw it to Silverio, you said sold out for the pass, and you kind of have to. With this offense, Skyline has so many weapons. You've got to figure out how you're going to cover Sadiq and Taggart and these other receivers. You do kind of sell out, so the underneath stuff, the running back out of the backfield is one that kind of gets overlooked a lot because Skyline does have quite a few weapons.
So that handoff right side just got the first down. The ball came out. Shelley says they have it. And Shelley does. I saw a flag come, but I don't know if that was actually just the ball marker when it comes out. And it will be Shelley ball. So the Russets force a fumble on a 3rd down run, and they'll take over at the 45. And hey, here we go. Quick check of a score. Thunder Ridge right now leads Highland 6-2 in a score that everybody was expecting to see in the first quarter of that one down in Pocatello.
6-2, is that baseball? Is that the baseball score? Or, that would be an interesting game if Thunder could do something there. That would cause some
would blow
trouble.
Everything up.
Yep.
And Shelley going back to pass, and that one just out of the reach of Johnson. Yeah, there is a lot that could happen around the state tonight. Just kind of crazy scenarios. And that would be another one, right? That I don't think anybody would ever see coming.
And then when it does, or if it were to happen, then it throws everything into there's a ripple effect, like you said earlier in our pregame.
And dropped after maybe a loss of a yard, actually. No pickup.
Yeah, that was a good defensive stand there by the Grizzlies. They trying to follow that big offensive line, and they were able to get through there and stop them for a loss.
And this is not where Shelley really wants to be, right? In the 3rd, and this is 12 with 35 seconds to go, so this could be the last play of the first quarter. Almost have to go to the air here, and they do set up the screen, and Skyline all over it. And there's a flag coming out, and they're going to call a horse collar on this, but it really shouldn't be, as the back of the jersey was what was getting pulled down. They had the hands on the 1 of Klinger, but it's just the look of it. And we'll see if another official comes in and says, no, he had jersey. No, they are going to – oh, it's a face mask. So it wasn't – so scratch all of that we said. We must have missed the face mask on the other side of the body. So a big penalty on Skyline, and now it'll be 1st and 10. Russett's all the way down. This should be spotted at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, that was beneficial for the Russett's. Obviously, they from what I could see, I'm glad that wasn't a horse collar call, but then missed that face mask.
And another run goes nowhere. Skyline, they are now, like you said, Lynn, let's pack the box and force them to beat them inside. And right now, Shelley hasn't been able to do it on the last couple of runs.
Yeah.
And that will do it for the first quarter. We'll step away. We're going to run an audio ad here. You will see us. You'll see the screen, but listen in to one of our sponsors, John Adams GMC.
As summer turns to fall, change is in the air, and at John Adams GMC in Rexburg, big things are happening as well. We are transitioning from John Adams GMC to Liberty GMC. We need to absolutely liquidate our new and used inventory immediately. Our current GMC and used truck selection is fantastic. Now is the time to purchase a new GMC truck or SUV from John Adams GMC in Rexburg. All new GMCs and qualifying used vehicles come with warranty forever. Take advantage of discounts up to $2,500 off MSRP on new GMC trucks and SUVs. Plus, 0% APR is available on many new GMCs. Right now, get $1,000 in GMC accessories included with your new GMC special order. And don't miss our trunk or treat on Saturday, October 29th from 2 to 5 p.m. with lots of fun, music, prizes, and candy. Changes in the air at John Adams GMC. Soon to be Liberty GMC in Rexburg. 0% OIC will qualified by our short term. See dealer for details.
And welcome back here. And John Adams GMC up in Rexburg, changing the name. Liberty GMC. All right, here we go. 2nd and 10 for Shelley. As again, they took over. And this a pass wide open at the 10 and caught, and the Russetts go in for a score. They bite on the play action, and Klinger is in for a touchdown. A 30-yard pass from Nelson to Klinger makes it 7-6. Shelley, an extra point away from tying this one up.
That was a nice play design, and Skyline is loading up the box and daring the Russetts to beat them with the pass, and they did on that play. It was a nice reception there, a nice pass, and getting it out there for the touchdown.
So extra point coming here. And it looks good from Pasco again. So all tied up at 7 here. One play gone in the second quarter. 11:53 to go, and Shelley has tied this one up on that 30-yard pass from Nelson to Klinger. Like you said, you run so many times. Eventually, you got to watch out for the pass in the middle, and Shelley able to get it done. Let's go ahead and think. Excuse me. Cox's Honey, they've been serving Southeast Idaho for almost 100 years. Their honey is 100% honey, no additives, preservatives, or artificial flavors. At Cox's, they take pride in using the high-touch and personal processes that have been in place since the beginning. Be sure to visit their brand-new Cox's Honey store right off the main highway in Shelley. Cox's Honey, real, raw, honest, since 1927. Proud to support local student athletes. Actually talked to Adam there at Cox's Honey. He's the brother-in-law of somebody that I live by in Middleton, ironically. And he's the guy, the boss in charge there. So if you're listening, Adam, hello. Anybody else in Shelley? You know, I don't know why, but I live in the Treasure Valley. But ironically, a lot of the people I know are from Shelley. I have no idea why, but probably 4 or 5 people that I personally know and interact with on a weekly basis are from Shelley. And then my sister-in-law obviously lives here in Idaho Falls. So, hey, you know, connected to both schools, even though I'm on the other side of the state as that kickoff goes out of the back of the end zone. And Skyline will take over. Again, Skyline had a great first drive, went down the field pretty much with ease. I mean, they had a couple third downs, but picked them up easily. But then on that last drive, they fumbled it on the third down play, and Shelley takes advantage.
Yeah, turnovers will be as they always are in football.
Mm-hmm.
Turnovers, they can come back to bite you.
And last week you saw it, right? Skyline,
saw it with my own eyes.
tons of turnovers spelled doom in a game that I don't think anybody had Bonneville beating Skyline last week. So quick screen pass right side, and Shelley all over it, but able to pick up a couple of yards out of it was Taggart. Taggart gets up to about the 22, so only 2 yards on that screen pass. So here's another. Hackey's going to keep this one himself, actually, and he's got a first down. So they faked that handoff to Taggart, and I thought that's where they were going with it, but he ends up going the other way and picking up a first down as he's across the 30 on the quarterback keep. First time we've seen that tonight from the Grizzlies.
Yeah, and Hackey has the ability to do that. He can read that. Don't know if he's actually making a read on that or if he knows he's gonna keep that, but he can motor out there and get up first down.
Quick screen pass to Sadiq, and Sadiq's across the 40, down close to a first down. We'll see where they spot it. Might be about 2 yards short. Maybe not. I'm watching the FAR official, and it will be a first down. So the Oregon commit picks up the first down. Believe he's the top-rated recruit of this graduating class in Idaho. Of course, there's Gatlin Bear over in Burley, who will also be a Power 5 football player before it's all said and done, as he's been racking up all sorts of offers from SEC schools, Big Ten, everywhere. Handoff right side, actually kept by Hackey, and Hackey got another first down. So another fake handoff by Hackey and another keep, and he's got another first down.
Yeah, Hackey is he's got he's athletic. Obviously, he's a quarterback and he can run. And the last 2 games that I've seen him play, his passing has been a little bit off from where he was from what I had seen before. He started for him last year, has plenty of experience, but has been able to hurt other teams more with his legs as of late.
So that one goes up, and Silverio's still squirting around in there, and he picks up about 6 yards. 9:30 to go here in the second quarter. Second down, about 5 yards to go, they'll say on this one. As this one handed off right side, and there's a hold just waiting for the flag to come out, as cutting back in the backfield was number 54, Jacob Meek. And you could see it, Meek went backwards when he shouldn't have been, and that'll be a hold on Skyline. This will come back 10 yards.
Yeah, that was, as an offensive lineman, you're out there all by yourself. That's out there on the main stage. There's no way getting around a hold when it's out there in front of everybody like that. When it's, the mosh pit right in the middle, there's a lot of holding going on that doesn't get called. You can't see it, but when you're outside on that and you're the man you're blocking gets turned all the way around for out of no reason whatsoever other than he was being held out there for an easy call for the referee.
So a penalty on Skyline. Last time it burned them on that drive by Shelley. We'll see if they're able to recover this one. And a quick pass right side to Sadiq. And Shelley wraps him up after a gain of about, we'll say 7, back to the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd and 10, 8:30 to go, 7-7 here in the district championship game between Skyline and Shelley. As today, I believe Blackfoot is playing Bonneville and Idaho Falls facing Hillcrest in games that every game, we don't know anything in terms of season standings, but I will say it does seem like very realistically you might see every team in the district make it to state this year, as 16 teams make it from the 4A. As Hackey going to keep it again, this time on 3rd down, and they're all over it. Brought down by number 33, Riker Morgan. Big stop. It'll be a 4th down for Shelley, or for Skyline.
Yeah, Shelley sniffed that one out. They didn't buy the fake coming around the other side and corralled Hackey on that one.
So 4th down, 9 yards to go. Ball at the 41-yard line. Decision time here.
Kind of in no man's land in high school football, especially going this way. You know, with the wind blowing, you never know. Even a punt might be a little.
And Hackey gonna go across and just out of the reach of Silverio. So Shelley gonna take over 2 straight drives, stopped by the Russets, and it'll be 1st and 10. They'll take over at the 41-yard line. Last time they took over around midfield. This time they'll take over around the 41. So good field position twice in a row here for Shelley.
Again, Hackey didn't look like there was much pressure on him, but just couldn't
missed
the throw.
Yeah.
And it just, you know.
Yeah, not
really,
sure what's going on
not
there.
sure what's going on, but
because he's a great quarterback.
He is, and
a big 8-yard gain immediately by Johnson. As now Shelley, you know, they fell behind. They ended up losing the ball, and you thought maybe, oh my goodness, maybe Skyline can put something together here and put Shelley in a hole. But now you flip the script with 2 straight stops, and now Shelley can control this one as there's 6:50 to go here in the first half. And Shelley would love to eat up the most of that clock as a big hit driven backwards by number 28 with the big hit there for Skyline. That's Bennett Southwick again. So Southwick's had a couple of big tackles for the Grizzlies. He had the tackle on 4th down at the 20-yard line to stop Shelley from going in for a 1st down, and a big stop there on 2nd as well.
Yeah, and again, you know, just kind of shedding the blocks that they needed to do for Skyline to stop that run. And, you know, with that big run on 1st down, you know, you're still sitting okay for Shelley. You're sitting okay, 3rd and 2. It's manageable.
So this handoff's going to go left side and getting the edge. And the 1st down, just barely, it looks like they've got it. As Galbraith comes up with the 4th down fist, but that's not going to happen. It's a 1st down. That ball, that should be a 1st down. They're going to talk about it here for a second, maybe even measure, but I believe that's a 1st down.
They're taking their time. Oh, got a
hold.
Okay.
All right, so a hold. So it's going to be, let's redo it. It's going to be 3rd, and the ball is right back at the original line of scrimmage.
When I called the game 2 weeks ago, they had these pink flags, and I don't know if I couldn't catch every one of them either, but that one kind of snuck up on me too. I didn't see the flag out there, but
you'd think we'd be able to see bright pink, but it is. I mean, it is a. You do. I think. Oh, that's not a flag. That's something else. Maybe a confetti or a pom pom or something that flew out.
On that play there, I didn't see anything either.
So
I don't know where that hold was at, but did call holding. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, timeout called here by Shelley, excuse me, with about 5 minutes to go in the half. Alta Insurance is a locally owned agency with locations in Idaho Falls and Twin Falls. Alta's mission is to help our community by providing policies personalized to each customer's need. The community they work in and live in is their #1 priority. As such, they offer a wide range of insurance products and companies able to take care of their community's assets. Alta Insurance has recently merged with Archibald Levitt Insurance in Rexburg. The same great names with the same great service together. That's Alta Insurance in Idaho Falls. Thanks again to Alta Insurance and Cox's Honey, as well as Liberty GMC, which was John Adams GMC. I think that's new. I don't think that is like, from what I know, this was the first time they've announced the new name. They're going to have a trunk or treat up there next Saturday. So if you're looking for, another reason to, you could go to the trunk or treat right on Saturday at John, and then use that candy to hand out on Halloween night,
That's
right?
a great idea.
Okay, third down and a pitch to the outside. And nothing doing that time for Pierce. Pierce, the first time we really seen him carry the ball today, and they tried the toss, and nothing was there. I think he no gain at all. The ball right back at the same spot, just on the other hash.
Yeah, that holding penalty, that sure causes problems when you have a 3rd and 2 as a, before, and then after your 3rd and 12.
I mean, it killed the last drive for Skyline, and now it kills a drive for Shelley. So the Russets will boot it away with 4:22 on the clock here in the second quarter. And this kick stays on the right side and bounces at the 24, down all the way to the 12. And he's got a line of blockers here on the right side, across the 30, up to the 35. Great return that time by Woodruff as he picks up, about 24 yards on that return. Shelley was all on that right side, and Skyline set up their return over here, and they just had a wall of blockers.
Yeah, they did have that pretty well set up for that return. Always a question of how that ball is going to bounce on this turf. That's obviously something new this year that every broadcast we've done, we've harped on that's new. It's neat, but at the same time, the ball does take some different bounces than probably what it would have in years past.
As that run still going all the way across midfield. So just like that, Skyline right back almost to the exact spot where they turned the ball over on downs last time. As Shelley went 3 and out on that last drive, had picked up the first down, but had it come back from the hold. And now Shelley on their heels again as Skyline right back in Russet territory. This will be a handoff to the right. And Silverio's across the 40, and he's close to the sticks. I think he might be right at it. They'll probably give him a first down on this one, and they do. So another first down. 2 plays, 2 first downs for Skyline, as now they are inside the 40. Time's running out here in this first half. We're down to 4:20. This half is moving fast. Only 45 minutes gone by so far here on senior night. Hackey will hand it off right side and swallowed up in the backfield, but able to leap forward for a couple of yards was Silverio, who got wrapped up.
Penalty flag there. That one I did see, but I think that one might be yellow.
That one is yellow. So another hold. I think somebody changed jersey numbers, which is... No, they didn't. No, I'm crazy. Well, that time there was a couple different Russets in the backfield. They just slowed up the play, and you know what? If you can get back there and get that pressure and force the defense to hold you, at least you won the play, right? Yep. If you can force the hold, just as good as a sack. Well, I mean, a sack would be better, but so. So this a run by Silverio again, and he's forward up to the 45-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and about 16 here. 3:35 to go in the first half.
I think that hold happened on first down, so it's...
Oh, this is, okay. So this is
down.
second down. For some reason I was thinking that second down had already happened.
2nd and 16, 17 yards to go.
And now Skyline holding as they want to play for that final possession as we're at the 3:10 mark. Hackey's going to run to the right, and he's got blockers as well, wrapped up by the ankles. Great tackle by Caden Johnson, the running back. Wraps up Hackey around the ankles at the 40. He falls forward to the 38, but a big stop on second down.
That was a big stop, a big tackle. It kind of looked like it kind of caught Hackey out.
Yeah.
Surprised him a little bit because he did have a nice wall of blockers there, but still was able to get around and grab him at the ankles and get him down.
He was going to be close to picking up that first down if he was able to stay on his feet. Yeah, I think kind of shocked him that somebody wrapped him up here. Big third down, 3rd and 10 for Skyline. 2:20 on the clock here in the second quarter. Nobody back with Hackey, and he throws the screen to Sadiq, and Sadiq gets past one defender and across the 30 and down to the 26, a big first down, and that is just tough to stop. When Sadiq has it in open space like that and has at least one blocker in front of him, you know he's going to pick up at least 5 to 6, and then it's all seeing if he can get around the contact, and he does. He met the contact around the 34-yard line, gets around it, and picks up 10 more for the first down.
A lot of times you just want to try to get the ball out and let him create. Get a blocker or two out in front of him, obviously. Try to give him some help out there, but then just let him see what he can do.
So first down, and Hackey drops the snap, and he'll fall on it back at the 39. So a big loss that time as we're at a minute and a half to go. And that really changes everything now, as I don't believe Skyline has taken any timeouts. I think they've got all 3 in their pocket. They do have all 3, but now it's 2nd and a long, I don't know.
21?
Yeah.
20, 21, something like that.
They need the 18. Ball is at the 38, so roughly 20 yards. So 1 minute to go, and Silverio in the middle. He's up back to the 31. And this will be a Skyline timeout. 57 seconds on the clock. So they've got 2 more timeouts in their pocket here. As a good first half. Again, Skyline scored on the opening drive of the first half to take a 7-0 lead. Shelley turned the ball over on downs on their next drive. And then they forced a fumble on Shelley and only had to go about 50 yards, and they punch it in for 6. And that's been it. A 1-yard touchdown run at the 8:15 mark of the first quarter. That was a run by Silverio, punches it in. And then at the 11:53 mark of the second quarter, a 30-yard touchdown catch by number 1, Riker Klinger for Shelley. And that's it. That's the scoring. And so far in this one, I think the game is playing. Shelley is happy, I think, that it's like this. Skyline wants to probably score a little more points than this, but Shelley is, I think, content with having a 1-score game at this point. And if they can come out with a stop again, Shelley's going to receive the opening kickoff. So Skyline, it is of great importance to punch one in right here, as you don't want Shelley to have that opening chance in the first quarter, or the start of the third quarter. So here we go, 3rd down. Hackey back to pass, and he's going to go deep this time right side. No, he checks it down to Sadiq, and Sadiq is down to the 25. I thought he was going deep. He faked me out with that one. And it's going to be 4th and about 7 yards. I don't know, Lana, have you seen the kicking game for Skyline? Is this doable for them, about a 42-yard field goal?
Into the wind, I don't know. I think their kicker, DeMont, is a good kicker. But, and I think he's got the leg for it, but I don't know if you trust it with this wind. And the only thing I'm going off of is they don't have any flags on the top of, they do, and they are moving up there on the goalpost. So I don't know. And from here, it'd be a decent kick too. I mean, you'd be at least 42 yards from here, 43 yards into the wind.
So let's go ahead really quick during this timeout. Let's take a look at the standings here as you see them. Skyline and Shelley tied for first. Again, the winner of this game wins the district. That's it, clear cut. If Shelley wins, Skyline is second. If Skyline wins, who knows? Blackfoot is playing Bonneville tonight. Hillcrest is playing Idaho Falls, and it is all up in the air. It is all going to depend on who beats who and how they beat who and where they – I'm just kidding. I'm just throwing stuff in there. But a lot of this is just to be determined, the standings. The thing is, if you win the district you're in, and a couple of teams are also going to get bids. I believe 2 more get an automatic bid from the conference. But an at-large bid is definitely possible. And, if you go on the IdahoSports.com and look at the Bubble Watch article, you can see that there's a very real possibility that everybody over here makes it to state in District 6. All right, 4th down. Skyline going to go for it. Hackey takes the snap, and he goes across the middle and open and caught in for a touchdown. Caught by number 23, Caden Taggart, on 4th and long, and Skyline gets the lead just before the halftime break.
That was Hackey's best throw of the night. He'd been off. All of his deeper throws were well off, and that one hit him in stride, hit Taggart. Was able to make a nice catch on that and get the touchdown.
So the extra point is up and good. So a big score for Skyline there, as they're able to make it 14-7. And big because Shelley gets the ball to start the half. And the Shelley offense just really isn't built to go 80 yards in 24 seconds like they're probably going to end up with here. You never know. Somebody might break one out, but you're able, and it's very rare to see anybody go 24 seconds, 80 yards in 24 seconds, right? But right now, a chance for Skyline to take the lead into the halftime break here on Championship Senior Night.
Like you're saying, that's big because Shelley will be getting the opening kickoff of the second half, and definitely a big momentum going into half for Skyline, and then but as we said before, this is still playing into Shelley's hands as far as the type of game that they'd want to play with Skyline. I don't know. I mean, just the way it is, 14-7, they would be. I mean, obviously you want to be ahead, and it doesn't matter till at the end of the game who's ahead. But this would be something that they'd be okay with.
And the kickoff goes deep and is taken at the 2-yard line. So this will eat up some time. And Klinger, he's not going to make it back to the 20. He gets up to maybe the 17. And a man down right now for Skyline. That looks like Dylan Andrews, the sophomore, trying to hobble up.
Okay. Good to see him get up and run off the field. Yeah, Shelley's got the ball down here at the 16-yard line. Don't know if they'll be gearing up to do anything super spectacular here at the end of the half. Try to break one, try to get one in, see what they do. Just take a knee. So, as we said before, Shelley seems to be pretty content with the 14-7 half score and playing a game that is something that is a little more Shelley style, I would say, that they can go, and they'll be getting the opening kicked off on the second half, and that'll do it for this half. Yep.
Well, that'll do it for the sorry if you already did that.
No, that's okay.
That'll do it for the first half. We're going to take a break and be right back to talk about the first half here on IdahoSports.com.
It's Friday Night Lights with laughter as post-game commentary. It's fun runs, fun rides. It's passing the boot for local heroes. And it's breaking ground for groundbreaking startups. This is what makes a community. And it's what makes a community bank. It's fertile financial resources turned back into local soil. Here's to people helping others thrive. This is community banking. D.L. Evans Bank, since 1904.
I'm Connor from Idaho Falls. In high school, I started having trouble with my muscles. Playing football, kids half my size were pushing me around. My mom and I spent months traveling the country looking for answers. We finally got one right here at Irmac. I have a rare disease that causes my cells to lose energy. After 2 years of using a wheelchair, the therapist at Irmac taught me how to walk again. Now I can do the things that I enjoy and live the life I want. That's why I say, take me to Irmac.
At all our local Teton dealerships, we're committed to our no problem philosophy.
No problem means we'll find it, not we don't have it.
No problem means the same fair prices that we've always offered on our new vehicles.
Because when you shop with us, it's always no problem to buy and service your vehicles.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
We're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
It can be a lot, trying to figure out how to make it. How to dream big and to wonder, what if? Because no matter where you are in life, if you don't know what's possible in Idaho, it's hard to keep asking, what if? Which is exactly why Next Steps Idaho was created, with everything from smart tools that help you figure out careers you might be suited for, to training and education options for you. So keep asking what if at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
At D.L. Evans Bank, we haven't invested in a deep line of digital banking services to help infuse more banking into your life. Just more living. D.L. Evans Bank. This is community banking.
Well, is Irmac really the best hospital for pediatric care? I mean, aren't all ERs the same?
Not all ERs are the same. Irmac's ER has been delivering high-level clinical care for over 3 decades. As a Level 2 trauma and burn center, Irmac is well equipped to handle pediatric injury and illness. All Irmac ER nurses have higher level pediatric certifications, and that's just not common in all ERs. And this expertise and experience is found only at Irmac.
Welcome back to halftime, everybody, as Shelley trails Skyline 14-7. Let's go over the scoring report. At the 8:15 mark of the first quarter, Skyline got it started with a 1-yard touchdown run by number 2, Silverio. Silverio punches it in, makes it 7-0. Took a long time. That's first quarter, not a lot of action. At the 11:53 mark of the second quarter, so the first play, a 30-yard touchdown catch by number 1, Riker Klinger for Shelley, tied it up at 7. And then late in the second quarter, a 24-yard touchdown reception on 4th down, no less, 4th and about 8 by number 23, Caden Taggart. A pass from Lachlan Hackey made it 14-7 with just 24 seconds to go in the half. While we got you here, let's take a quick trip around the moon here and look at some scores going on around the state right now. Blackfoot leads Bonneville 12-0 right now. So if you're Skyline, well, Skyline doesn't really matter what happens. But Shelley, that they beat Blackfoot, right? And so that helps them, right, having Blackfoot win, because you've already got that win over them, even if they were to have the same record. And then Hillcrest right now leads Idaho Falls 7-0. And so that's a game, at least if you're Shelley. Shelley lost to Hillcrest last week. So, if you lose this one and Hillcrest wins, I believe, and Blackfoot wins, I think that's the scenario that causes a 3-way tie between Hillcrest, Blackfoot, and Shelley. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on everybody right now. But so that would be a crazy scenario. Right now down in Pocatello, Pokey leads Century 10-0 at the halftime break. Emmett leads Ridgeview 21-0. Bishop Kelly and Skyview, that one only 14-7 right now. I'm sure Bishop Kelly not playing everybody right now. Burley leads Canyon Ridge 32-12 over in the Magic Valley. Quick check at the 5A. Highland leads Thunder Ridge 16-6. Meridian all over Eagle in the 5A SIC championship game 21-0. Again, the 5A SIC does these crossover games at the end of the year for the last week. Middleton leads Cuna 14-0. Mountain View leads Capital 23-0. Rigby leads Madison 7-0, and Rocky Mountain over Bora 29-6. So it's kind of crazy in the 5A SIC. Nampa and Middleton are probably going to finish 3rd and 4th in the conference, or 4th and 5th. Rocky Mountain will be 3rd, and Middleton Nampa will be 4th and 5th. And just crazy. Everybody had them finishing dead last because they were moving up from 4 to 5A. But I just think that shows that what we had in 4A last year and even this year is a lot stronger than people think it is, as Middleton and Nampa, perennial playoff teams, but never could get it done. And all of a sudden they move up to 5A and they just blow through their schedule, except for those teams at the top. Middleton only lost this season to Rocky Mountain and Meridian, who Meridian hadn't lost, and they might be the favorite. I think they are the favorite to win the 5A championship. So that's 4A and 5A scores. Over at the 3A, Weiser leads Fruitland 10-0. Marsh Valley over American Falls 7-0. And Sugar Salem all over South Fremont 20-0. That also a de facto conference championship game. Looks like that one going the way of the Diggers right now. Quick check in 2A. Declo all over Wendell. That also a championship game. Of course, that conference only has two teams. Right now, Declo in the lead. Looks like Declo going to come away with that one. Melba in a tight one with Nampa Christian 7-0. North Fremont all over Ryrie 26-0. St. Mary's up on Orofino up north 20-6. Firth leads West Jefferson 18-6 at halftime. Taking a trip down to the 8-man level. Butte, this was going to be a good one. Butte County and Grace. Butte County leads 14-6. That also a conference championship game between those two, as Butte County leads that one and looks to maybe take control of the district if they can finish off Grace. Carey all over Raft River right now, 32-0. I saw Raft River last week. They are just so banged up. Everybody's hurt on that squad, and they are a tough team to beat, but you got to have the bodies to do it. And yeah, so some of the quick scores. Again, state will be next week. And more than likely, you're going to see both of these teams playing. We don't know where. We don't know against who. We don't know when. It could be Thursday, could be Friday, could be Saturday. We don't know. We don't know if they'll be, if Skyline wins, if they'll play at home. They will be a higher seed. I think one thing that's for sure is Skyline will be a probably top 8 seed. And I think Shelley will be as well. Now, that would normally give you a home game, but depending on matchup, sometimes those are played in Holtz Arena. Sometimes they're played outside. Just depends. We just don't know. It could be you're matched up with Idaho Falls in the first round. You just don't know in that one. What if Skyline and Idaho Falls play in the first round?
It's happened before
that would be
in
great.
the playoffs, with both teams being in the 4A now, obviously, and I don't know if they would go down to play that in Pocatello.
Do you paint the goalposts again if you win in the playoffs?
I
or
don't.
Is that only a regular season?
I think
thing?
that's only a regular season.
Not that I think it would really matter this year, but that would take, I think, Skyline somehow moving up to the number 1 spot, potentially the number 2. But I think if Idaho Falls is in, they're going to get up. They're going to get that 16th spot. It's going to be that last spot that they grab. But it's very possible because, again, it goes down to the Max Preps rankings for those last at-large bids. The in the Treasure Valley, they're not good. It's just plain and simple. They're going to get Bishop Kelly's in, Emmett's in, and then Valley View will probably get an at-large bid. But outside of that, nobody's getting a ticket from the 4A SIC outside of those 3. Up north, Lakeland looks very good right now. Lakeland, they're the only team to beat Post Falls this year, and Post Falls is probably going to come away with the 5A Inland Empire up north. So Lakeland, a team Skyline played last year in the first round, is looking like a team from the north that you're going to have to deal with, and Sandpoint as well. Those 2 teams are going to cause some problems. In the Magic Valley, Minico obviously very tough. I think Minico is the one, and Twin Falls. Those 2 teams play tonight. I think Minico and Twin Falls are tough football teams, and they're going to be hard to beat. Burley beat Shelley earlier this year, but Burley, they're one that if you can punch them in the mouth, I think you're able to if you can push back on them. They score a ton of points, but if you can really push them around and be physical with them, they're one that I think you can compete with. So I don't know. It's going to be an interesting postseason, and hopefully we will know. I believe the Max Preps rankings are finalized. If they're not finalized tomorrow, it'll be Sunday. So we'll see what happens. We just don't know what's going to happen yet.
Well, that's what's so fun about this, too. And it doesn't matter how you get into the playoffs because a lot of these teams either are playing better ball than they were at the beginning of the year or they're playing worse and maybe, there'd be an upset, quote-unquote, upset. Right. As long as you get your pass punch to go to the playoffs, then that's all you really need because you never know. You never know what's going to happen.
Right. Last year,
many factors into
last year, Minico was like a 3 or 4 seed, and Valley View went and beat them on the road. And Bishop Kelly, Emmett, I think Emmett was the 2nd or 3rd seed as well, and they got upset in the first round by Nampa. And so it's just, you just don't know what can happen once you get in. Just get in and see what can happen. And so it's going to be interesting to see where everybody lines up, where the matchups are, when they are, and just bookmark IdahoSports.com if you don't have it right now. As soon as we know who is where, it'll be on the bracket. We will have we have all the brackets on our website. It's just easy to get everything right there. We'll also post where we will be as soon as we know what games we can cover. We're hoping to be in a lot of places next week. We're hoping that we can get everywhere we can. And we'll see. It should be a fun weekend next week, opening night of high school football playoffs. Of course, soccer going on right now. Golf finished up last week. Volleyball state tournaments will be next week. It's a busy time to be an athletic director right now. Maybe take one final look here as the teams begin to warm up. let's take one more break. Again, you're going to see us, but you won't hear us. We'll give one more spot to John Adams GMC here.
As summer turns to fall, change is in the air, and at John Adams GMC in Rexburg, big things are happening as well. We are transitioning from John Adams GMC to Liberty GMC. We need to absolutely liquidate our new and used inventory immediately. Our current GMC and used truck selection is fantastic. Now is the time to purchase a new GMC truck or SUV from John Adams GMC in Rexburg. All new GMCs and qualifying used vehicles come with warranty forever. Take advantage of discounts up to $2,500 off MSRP on new GMC trucks and SUVs. Plus, 0% APR is available on many new GMCs. Right now, get $1,000 in GMC accessories included with your new GMC special order. And don't miss our trunk or treat on Saturday, October 29th from 2 to 5 p.m. with lots of fun, music, prizes, and candy. Changes in the air at John Adams GMC, soon to be Liberty GMC in Rexburg. 0% OIC will qualified buyer short term. See dealer for details.
And welcome back as that kickoff goes blowing out of the back of the end zone, and Shelley will take over. Worst field position of the day for Shelley. They've been able to start in really good field position. Only had a couple of possessions, though, so far. I think only 3 possessions for the Russets in the half, as they like to keep that ball on the ground, like we've said many times. Another score I just got an update for. Rigby extends their lead over Madison 14-0, and if Rigby wins, they lock up the second spot as they fell to Highland in an instant classic a couple weeks ago. And Rigby, or that all but does it for Madison in their playoff season hopes. As here's the snap and a handoff up the middle will go for about 4 yards. Once again on the handoff is Caden Johnson. Gets a couple different Grizzlies in there. Mark Wilson one on the tackle. So now here we go. So Idaho Falls right now leads Hillcrest 18-8. Now that really is going to, if Idaho Falls wins today, I think they're in. I think that will boost their max preps ranking enough to punch them in. And right now they got a 10-point lead in that one. So here's another run, this time to the right, and they pick up maybe 3 down to the 27. It'll be 3rd down and about 3 yards. Emmett leads Ridgeview 29-10. That not unexpected. No more updates here at the 4A. Blackfoot still up on Bonneville 12-0. So 3rd down here. Shelley with a big chance. Need a first to move the sticks, and they are close. This near official has it right at the 30. And so I think they're going to give the first down to Johnson as he got stood up right at the 30. Wow. And the nose of the ball is on the 30.
Yep, just a power run there, 3rd and manageable for them, and they were able to pick that up. I think that, Shelley's offensive line, the roster we have, we don't have heights and weights on them, but big offensive line.
So there's a right side handoff, and Johnson falls forward for a few yards.
Good. Okay.
So yeah, you mentioned the Shelley offensive line. They were actually, the entire group was the player of the game in that Blackfoot game. So 2nd down, this pitch left side to Pierce, and Pierce gets wrapped up for no gain. So a couple of times they've gone to Pierce, and Pierce tried to go outside and nothing doing for the Russets.
Yeah, 3rd and long for the Russets. See what they can do. They did pick up some bigger 3rd downs in the first half. Got to keep this drive alive. Skyline, it looked most likely a passing down for the Russets, but we'll see if Skyline kind of loads the box expecting run.
So this time they're going to throw it on third down and open, streaking wide open. They're going to sack it, and the ball came out. Did it? No. But, man, wide open down the field was Alfin. Alfin was wide open, and they just couldn't find him. Maybe Nelson didn't want to take that shot, but, man, tough break if you're a Shelley fan, as it's going to be fourth down. They'll be forced to punt. Another 3 and out. That's 2 in a row now for Shelley. So Skyline is going to take over probably pretty close to midfield as this one gets all the way back down inside the 30. Room to run here across the 40 up to midfield, still on his feet, down to the 44-yard line once again. A good return by Taggart as he took that thing back at the 32-yard line. About a 25-yard return. 8:02 in the third quarter, 14-7. Skyline with the lead here. As again, if you win this, you are the conference champion. Shelley, if they lose, they can do no worse than a tie for second, but there are some scenarios that are going to cause some major mess-ups. As a run right side by Silveria. We'll take a look again at the standings after this drive. Pull them up here on the screen and discuss what's going on around the state and how that might, or around the other two games. Again, last time we checked, a 10-point lead for Idaho Falls over Hillcrest, and Bonneville trails Blackfoot. So if Bonneville loses and Idaho Falls wins, we know that Bonneville ends up last. That's what we know. And then after that, we could see a host of teams with 2 wins and a couple of teams with 3 wins. So second down, 2 yards to go here for Skyline. Taggart gets stuffed in the backfield. Ben Hill wraps him up and drops him down. Now it's a third, and you got to think about it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great job by that Shelley defender. He got in the backfield and met Caden Taggart coming across there and stuffed that one for a loss.
At the half, Highland leads Thunder Ridge 30-6. That one was 6-2.
6-2, yeah.
Early Thunder Ridge had the lead, but now all Hillcrest. So Hillcrest looks to be running away with the division for up in 5A, and Sadiq takes it on a sweep, and he's up close to the 30. He'll have a first down at the 31. 6:30 to go here in the third quarter as Skyline on top of Shelley, 14-7.
Yeah, Skyline's not afraid to run the ball tonight, and rightfully so. Just get it into the hands of your playmakers and see what they can do.
So this one, a run up the middle by Silverio, and he's still on his feet. He's across the 20, down to it, maybe down to the 19. That'll be another first down for Skyline as they continue to move the chains here. As we are under 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. And a touchdown here, I think, would be a big lead for Skyline if they can get up 2 scores. The way this game has gone, it is a fast-moving game. There's not a lot of possession opportunities in this one.
No, both teams seem to be perfectly content with running the ball, and you get up by 2 scores, you know, in a game like this, it's big.
Right side for Silverio, and he's pushed, and he's going to bounce off and go in for the touchdown. A 19-yard score by Silverio, as now Skyline has taken a 2-score lead.
Yeah, he just kept running. You'd think that he would get tackled a couple times there and broke a few tackles, made another burst out to the outside, and got all the way in there in the end zone.
That score at the 5:32 mark of the third quarter. There's the kick. It looks good. It is good. Skyline now up by 2 touchdowns on that 19-yard run by Abram Silverio. 2-scored lead now here for Skyline is the way this game has gone. A big lead as possessions are at a premium. As Shelley started with the ball to open this second half. And they're going to get it back with only about 5.5 minutes left. So, I mean, they're averaging about a possession, maybe 2 per quarter if they're lucky, and that's it. So if you look at it from Shelley's point of view, you might have 3 possessions left in this game. Even at this point, I know there's a whole quarter and a half left, but the way it's gone, you got to look at it from that perspective and say, man, I might only have 3 cracks at this thing left in my arsenal as both teams are just grinding it on the ground. So Skyline will boot it away. There's the kick back deep. And that one going to go again out of the back of the end zone. So again, the 20-yard line is the spot for Shelley to take over as they weren't able to do anything on that last drive. Ended up turning it over they punted it, but a great punt return set up the ball inside Russet territory on that big, about 26-yard return by Taggart. And then the touchdown run by Silverio. Made it 21-7 right now, Skyline in control. So 1st and 10 from the 20. And Nelson's going to throw it. He pumps fakes, and he's got a man on the left side. And there's the flag. Yeah, they don't like it down here, but he was all over his back. You could see the contact before the ball got there, and I don't know if it was needed either.
No, it would have had to been he had to make a lot of adjustments on that throw as it was coming into him, and I don't know if he would have been able to come down with that catch anyway.
So it's going to be a pass interference against Skyline, so move it 15 yards. And, hey, Shelley they benefited from a penalty on a drive on their touchdown score. So we'll see if they can take advantage of another penalty here on this drive. This time another throw looking to come from Shelley, and this one is going to be short. And is it caught and intercepted? It is. No, incomplete. They're going to say it hit the ground. Oh, man, I thought Galbraith had it. Well, I'm not field level, so I can't see that ball hitting the ground or not, but, man, it was close.
He was pretty convinced he had it, and so this side of the stadium thought he had it too. So,
and that one, initially when when it was thrown by Nelson, I thought, man, that's going to be short. And if it is, if you think, oh, not a great throw being short. And if it wasn't short, it's probably picked off very cleanly as Galbraith jumped the route. So a run up the middle there, picks up about 5. That's one where initially I thought, not a good pass because it's low. But then in retrospect, you think, that was a good pass because it was low. Because Galbraith, he had the move. He jumped that route. And if that ball is any higher, he probably picks it off with ease. And a Skyline ball. It's going to be 3rd and 5 here. Big play for Shelley. Some other scores. Snake River all over Preston right now, 27-13. And a run, and the first down is going to be picked up by Johnson. He's out across to midfield right now. A big 10-yard run by Johnson on 4th down.
Yeah, that was a nice run up the middle, ran with power. He was breaking tackles and going to need more than one man to bring him down. And 10 yards later, they do bring him down, but picked up a big first down for Shelley.
So 1st and 10 from right at midfield for Shelley as they've been able to use a penalty and a big run on third down to get to midfield. This drive looking a little bit better as Johnson, he gets about 8 yards on first down. So this is where Shelley wants to be. They want to be ahead of the chain. They want to be ahead of the count, right? They want to be in 2nd down and 3s, 2nd down and 4s like this, rather than a 2nd and 8, 2nd and 10 like they've had, because they want to keep it on the ground.
Yeah, they may be down by 2 scores, but they don't want to, like I said at the beginning of the game, they don't want to get out of their rhythm. I think this is where they're going to be able to pick some, compete with Skyline in this regard by, keeping that Skyline offense on the sideline and them just running the ball, having that ball control.
And Klinger, I thought maybe he'd bounce that one outside. He ducks back inside, and he's across the 40 down to the 39 for a first down for Shelley. As the best drive of the night for the Russets outside of their touchdown drive at the late in the first quarter that capped off that first play of the second. And this run up the middle again by Johnson, and Johnson's out across the 30, and he's got a first down. This drive is moving now. 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. He has done a great job just getting in the gaps where they are and following his blockers, and a first down inside the 30, and Shelley is in business. This handoff goes right side, and nothing there as Klinger was trying to wait for a hole, and somehow he still picks up 5 yards. I thought he had lost a yard on that play, but he's down to the 24-yard line. Well, I stand corrected, Lynn. I didn't think that pile was moving forward, but I guess it was.
Yeah, he kept his legs churning there, and that offensive line still getting a little bit of push there, I guess, because he was able to fall forward and get inside the 25-yard line there.
So 2 minutes to go here in the quarter. As this handoff up the middle, and another first down for the Russets as they are in their groove right now. Another first down picked up by Johnson as Johnson gets down to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, picking up big yards on those runs right up the middle, quick hitters right up the middle, and just going off of what I'd seen before, that this was going to be kind of a chance for Shelley to expose this defense in the middle, and with that big offensive line, could be troubles for Skyline.
So they bring a man in motion and still go up the middle, and once again another 5 yards as they're down to the 10-yard line. As they continue to plow it through, Caden Johnson, he has been the recipe on this drive. Wash, rinse, repeat, hand off to Johnson up the middle. For you Excel fans, Control-C, Control-V, right? Copy-paste as he's up the middle. And Shelley now inside the red zone down to the 10 as this drive taking up a lot of time. We're at the 1 minute mark here of the third quarter. Again, I mentioned it, don't know, maybe only 3 possessions left, and that's how this is shaping up. As Johnson goes up the middle and still on his feet, finally down.
Yeah, down to the 2-yard line. Just keep pounding that ball right down the middle.
As it'll be first and goal now at the about 3-yard line. So 4 chances to get 3 yards for Shelley and cut it to a 1-score game as we've got 50 seconds to go here. Little urgency. I think they'd like to score before the end of the quarter. And they punch it in. Did they get in?
No signal yet. Coming in, they're marking him short.
It's going to be second down right at the 1-inch line, roughly.
Be interesting to see if they do try to hurry up a little bit. There's 23 seconds left in the quarter. See if they get this off before the end of the quarter, if they're content moving it to the 4th.
I would think they would want to use the opportunity because how many possessions are going to be in this game? Not many.
Sure.
But they're going to let it run. So they're going to let it go down, and that'll do it for the third quarter here from Skyline, or from Graveston, I should say, as Skyline leads it 21-7. Let's thank Cox's Honey. They've been serving Southeast Idaho for almost 100 years. Their honey is 100% honey, no additives, preservatives, or artificial flavors. At Cox's, they take pride in using the high-touch and personal processes that have been in place since the beginning. Be sure to visit their brand new Cox's Honey store right off the main highway in Shelley. Cox's Honey, real, raw, and honest since 1927. Proud to support local student athletes. Alta Insurance, they're a locally owned insurance agency with locations both in Idaho Falls and in Twin Falls. Alta's mission is to help their community by providing policies personalized to each consumer's needs. The community they work and live in is their #1 priority. As such, they offer a wide range of insurance products and companies able to take care of their community's assets. Alta Insurance has recently merged with Archibald Levitt Insurance in Rexburg. The same great names with the same great service together. All right, let's get this fourth quarter started here as we are 12 minutes away, possibly more, depending on how it shakes out from determining a district champion. As Shelley going to have a chance to punch this one in from half a yard out. There's the snap. They'll hand it off right side, and walking into the end zone is Klinger for his second touchdown of the day as Shelley cuts it to a one-score game.
Yeah, he would have picked up another 5-10 yards on that on that run too, but right up the middle, was able to get it across the goal line. Going for the extra point here to cut it to a 7-point lead for the Skyline Grizzlies.
So almost a identical type drive. And the kick is good. As they punch it in right on that first play of the quarter. Almost identical to the way we started the second quarter. But that one was to tie it up. This time it's to cut it to one score. So 21-14, I should say. Skyline leads Shelley. Here we've got 11:55 to go in this one. As you would think that a score from Skyline probably puts this one out of reach. Just from what we've seen, the way it's gone.
Yeah.
Now, if both teams come out and throw it 3 times in a row and go 3 and out, it's a different game. But
sure.
You imagine we see both teams keep it on the ground here in the second half, or in this fourth quarter, I should say.
Yeah, it seems to be the way things are working out right now. And I don't know how many, I can't remember how many punts we've seen, or if any. I mean, we've had 1 or 2 from Shelley for sure.
Yeah, I think we had 1 from Skyline, maybe.
But anyway, defenses aren't really stopping them. You know, it's other maybe a turnover or penalties or things like that. But we're not getting a lot of, defensive stops here. So you would kind of think that, you don't have a lot of possessions left in this game. But then again, it's high school football. It can happen. Drop back, throw the ball 3 times, and they've turned it over. So.
And that kick is going to go out of the back of the end zone. Let's real quick, let's take a look here at the conference standings again. Skyline and Shelley both 3-1. The winner will be 4-1 and win the conference championship. The loser will be 3-2, and from there it will depend. Now, Shelley, they would love to see Idaho Falls upset Hillcrest. Yes, because then they, no matter what, would wrap up that second spot. Because right now, Shelley's only loss is to Hillcrest. And so no matter what, and right now, Idaho Falls does lead that one 18-8. And that would be the easiest way. And that would almost assuredly put Idaho Falls in, as that run goes for about 8 yards on first down. So again, right now, from what we're seeing, Idaho Falls leads that one. We'll take one more check of that score here for you. Idaho Falls leads Hillcrest 18-8 right now. So if Idaho Falls wins that game, no matter what, these teams are 1-2, and that'll. There's nothing else that can change, because even if Blackfoot wins, they'll be tied for second, but the tiebreaker would go to Shelley since they defeated Blackfoot. And a good block there, and I thought we might see a hold in the backfield, but it didn't come. But that run by Silverio is good enough for a first down. So one more time, let's just take a quick look while we're between plays here. Again, Blackfoot, their 2 losses are to the 2 teams above them, right? Skyline and Shelley. Hillcrest has lost to Skyline, but their other loss, I believe, was to I'll have to look at it. But Hillcrest beat Shelley, and so that's the main one. If Hillcrest loses, then Shelley gets that second spot no matter what. So this run left side by Silverio, and he's across the 50 down to the 48 for a first down for Skyline.
Kind of like we talked about, they're content with running the ball, them being Skyline, and running that sweep to the outside there. Silverio was able to pick up a first down. It's going to come down to a defensive stop for Shelley to be able to get this ball back and make, try to get the game tied and go from there.
And who got that fumble? It looks like Hackey falls on it. He's going to lose about 6 yards on first down on that fumble. Looking over in the Treasure Valley, Middleton, and Cuna. That one, surprisingly, 14 all.
That's the second bad snap that Skyline's had. Second down and long now. Second down and 16. See what they do. See if they keep with the run. Keep the clock running. It is running right now, just a little under 10 minutes to go.
As this run goes to the right and gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, third down and 9 with 9 minutes and 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
This one to Sadiq, and Sadiq bobbled it, and that gave Shelley some time to get back there. So now a decision for Skyline. I would think that this would definitely be a punting zone, as now it's 4th and about 10 yards here with 9 minutes to go in this one. Yeah, it's going to be 4th and 10, and it does look like Hackey's coming to the sideline, so it should be a punt. So Shelley holds, and they're going to get another possession.
Sadiq is their punter, which always keeps you on the edge, as far as how you would defend a punt. This punt also probably, going to be going into the wind. See what happens.
And you see it. You see Shelley kind of lined up in almost a zone formation. Didn't want to, and that one almost got blocked. But a great punt, and that takes a Shelley bounce. But it comes back to the 15. Nonetheless, still a great kick to get it inside the 20, as it'll be first down and 10 yards to go for Shelley. 8:22 on the clock. So a chance to tie this one or even take the lead on a 2-point conversion. I guess that's a conversation that has to come up in this one. If Shelley takes, 5-6 minutes off the clock, which they can do they go for 2 late in that and put the pressure on Skyline? I trust Shelley to pick up a couple yards in that situation. It'll be an interesting decision if it needs to be made, as that run on first down picks up about 4 yards. If Shelley scores here, there's not going to be much time left. I would assume around 2.5 to 3 minutes, as we are now at the 8-minute mark. Look at them out there. They're going to take their time on this one.
Yeah, they're in no hurry. And no really reason to be in hurry. In a hurry. You're down by one score. Keep going with what worked for you in the third quarter. Ultimately, first play of the fourth quarter, and see what happens.
As this handoff picks up about 2. So now it's 3rd and a long 3, as we're now at the 7:30 mark of the fourth quarter. Skyline up 21-14. And the throw is intercepted. Intercepted by Skyline. And man, what a decision to throw the ball there. And I don't know if that was the right choice. Clearly it wasn't, as it was intercepted. And bad news for Shelley, as it looks like Nelson is down over there after that throw. Kind of just threw it away. He was trying to get rid of it. And man, you don't want to throw an interception there. Throw that one out of bounds. Much better to take. And it's like Shelley is not happy with it. They thought maybe there was some contact on that play. Either way, it's going to be first down at the 20 for Skyline. A big interception by the Grizzlies.
Yeah, the defense stepped up for the Grizzlies on that one. Kind of, you know, when you do throw an interception or something like that, you do kind of second guess. But, well.
And they
fumbled on the exchange. So
2 drives in a row. That's what buried the last possession for Skyline.
Yeah. Not quite sure on that handoff on that mesh if the Severio's already picking his hole, figuring out where he's going to be going before he's really getting that ball secure before he goes to take off. But obviously he's handled a few handoffs in his day, so should be no guessing on that.
So 2nd and 16, 6 minutes to go. And this run right side, Silverio gets half of that loss back, but only up to about the 27. But this, I believe, is this field goal range for Skyline? Probably the outer fringes of it,
I would think so, but then again, that pesky breeze we still have,
it's blowing in the face of Skyline right now. So 3rd and 13, 5:50 on the clock, a big third down. This one will be handed off right side, and Shelley stops it. Good stop by number 23 for the Roughs. That's number 25, Ben Hill.
Yeah, this is I don't know. They're putting the kicker out there, but I think he's got the leg to do it. But in this wind, I think it kind of is a gamble.
So let's see if maybe they let this clock run down and call a timeout. No, here comes Hackey.
Hackey back out.
You know what? It wouldn't be the worst thing to not score. I mean, it's still a long way for Shelley to go on this. So here we go, 4th down. They scored on a 4th down in a similar spot, and a whistle and a flag and a false start. So this definitely makes you go for it on 4th down in that no man's land. You don't want to punt here, as really it's not going to do that much if you boot it down here, unless you're able to get it inside the 10. But even then, I mean, they're only giving up about 15 yards. So here we go, 4:55 and counting.
I don't know. I think if you are Skyline, you go with your senior class here, it's senior night, and you just say, hey, you know what? We've been here before. We can go for it. Go try to pick up a first down right now.
Hackey's going to throw deep across the middle, looking for Sadiq, and knocked away at the last second. Oh, my goodness. C.J. Fielding, what a play. He swatted that one out of the hands of Sadiq. That was a touchdown. It was a perfect play design, perfect pass to Sadiq, and he had it in his hands. And C.J. Fielding with what might be the play of the game on defense right now for Shelley as he knocks it out of his hands at the goal line. Because, man, that was a touchdown right there.
Yeah, and that's what Skyline's done. You know, that's what they do and just put it up for Sadiq to go get it, had the opportunity, and Shelley was there for the defended pass and was, now they've got the stop that they needed and got 4.5 minutes to get down the field and tie this game.
So good news for Shelley fans. Nelson's in there, quarterback. He was down after that interception, but now he's back in. So 4 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock. Shelley going to have a chance. You got to think if they punch it in, it's going to be near the end of this one. And decision time. If they punch it in, do you go for 2? I don't know. Your defense has played pretty well. It'll be an interesting decision when they get down there. I guess that's me. I would do it. Let's just get these 2 yards and get this win and get the district championship. But hey, you know what? You got to go 70 yards before you can go 2. As now it's 2nd and 7 from the 30. And a whistle here. A timeout. Timeout called by Shelley. So they burned the clock, and then they called a timeout. That's they only got 1 left now, I believe. Or they've got 2. It shows 2 on the board, but it also shows Skyline is having 3. And they took a timeout to talk about that 4th down play. So again, let's take another quick look at some scores around on the Friday Night Flash. You can find it on the homepage of IdahoSports.com. Again, we were looking at that. So Idaho Falls still leads Hillcrest right now, 18-8. Burley over Canyon Ridge, 54-30. Blackfoot leads Bonneville, 12-0. Pocatello all over Century right now, 31-0. Emmett over Ridgeview, 29-10. And Bishop Kelly is pulled away from Skyview, 42-14. Minico leads Twin Falls 17-7. So Minico, if they can hold that, will win District 4. So Shelley going to throw this one. He's coming back the other way, and nobody was there, and now he's going to chuck it deep, and that one almost intercepted. There's a lot going on there. That's one that Nelson probably could have kept on his feet. He had a lot of room, but he had a play design. He was looking for Alphen and waiting for him, and Alphen finally got a little bit of space. There's a lot of contact down there, though.
There was a lot of contact.
And you saw Skyline saying, hey, he tripped him. But, you know, he got pushed a little bit when he tripped him. So.
Sure. No, but that play was designed to run to the right and then come back to the left. And the quarterback was able to extend that play a little bit and get him down the field, his wide receiver down the field, or the receiver down the field. I think it was one of the running backs.
And this run, Johnson, I believe he's got the 1st down. He does. He's got it by about a yard. 3:30 to go here from Rapston. That was 3rd and 7, and he gets it done on the ground as they have just plowed away, sticking to their guts and running it.
Yeah, I think that they need to continue to stick to that. And, you know, I know that they got to try to keep Skyline guessing a little bit, make them work on it, but there they do stop the run for a loss.
Yeah, they tried to go outside on the left to Klinger, and Klinger loses about 4 yards, all the way back to the 39, as we're at the 3-minute mark. 3 minutes to go here. Shelley comes back out in another run formation, and they do so here as Johnson keeps it up the middle, and he gets stuffed. So now it's going to be 3rd and long, and this is what happens when you rely on that run game like Shelley does, where if you lose yards on 1st down, it is a deep hole to dig yourself out of.
Yeah, it's you got to stay ahead of the chains. You know, when you're running the ball like they had been, you know, when they're picking up 5-6 yards, obviously that everything works out really good, and you're ahead of the chains. But the minute you have a play that either an incomplete pass that gets you, you know, 2nd and long, and then lose yardage, 3rd and long, and here.
So here we go, 3rd down, 3rd and about 13. Nelson's going to throw it. He throws up the fade, and that one just way overthrown. So it'll be 4th down, and this is, you got to go for it in this situation as the clock is under 2 minutes, 1:59. 119 seconds left in this one, as a stop right here for Skyline will give them the district championship and more than likely the number 2 seed at the state tournament. And again, who they will play will be the 15 seed. Don't know who that will be yet. A lot of movement left to be done on those brackets as the Max Preps rankings are going to play a factor. in those seatings. So here we go, 4th down for the Russets. Nelson looking to throw across the middle, and that one nobody there, incomplete. And Skyline holds. And if they can pick up 1 first down, this will be all she wrote. Couple of timeouts left for Shelley. That's why I say that, if they can pick up a first down, it's all done.
Yeah, Skyline needed a defensive stop on that one and got it. But Shelley had put themselves in quite a predicament, not being able to, because even on when it was going to be a pass play, they're in a run offense. The formation that they've got nobody spread out to spread that field. Skyline still has, 9 players within that first down marker,
right?
And then try to pass it on them. So
1:54 on the clock, and I'm sure Hackey will just hand this one off, and he does right side to Silverio. Silverio's across the 30 down to about the 25, and that'll be a first down. And that's not where you want the first down.
Might be a little bit short.
And that would be the best case scenario for Skyline, but it is a first down. Oh, no, it's not.
Just short of a first down, which perfect scenario. Keeps the clock running.
Yeah, if you're Skyline, that's what you wanted, right? That you get one more play to get half a yard and that first down, and that should. As we're at 1:10 to go here in the game. As this run in a first down by Silverio. And that should do it. As we do have an injured player, which would keep things interesting, actually, because the clock's now going to stop with 1:01 on the clock. So a player down for Skyline. So 2 timeout. They've got 2 on the board, but I thought they took 2 timeouts. So I just not 100% sure on the timeout situation, just because they only have 3 on the board for Skyline, and they definitely only have 2. So as the injured Grizzly is number 60. Atticus Furman, a sophomore, 6'2", 245 pounds. That's a big sophomore. So Shelley takes the timeout.
Said it was their second timeout. So
okay, so Shelley has 1 more. And really, it's just victory formation here. They can only stop it 1 more time. And this is all but done. And stick around, we'll have the IdahoSports.com player of the game presented by the Idaho Transportation Department when this one's all said and done.
Looks like the injury to that offensive lineman, now they're moving that player over to, so they got basically a new center, which could add a wrinkle to this too if a bad snap, but he's been warming up with Hackey over here on the sideline for that snap, but every snap was a shotgun. We've seen a couple of mishaps on that shotgun for Skyline. We'll see what happens, but all they really need to do is just get the ball in play, get the clock running again, and do it a couple times.
Yeah.
Shelley can stop the clock 1 more time. So
a kneel down will do it. Well, Shelley will be able to stop it, but there's nothing else to be done here. A bad snap would change things. As Hackey's going to take the snap and run off the right side. Silverio, he's down inside the 10, and I believe he's close to a first down. And Shelley does call their last timeout. Now, that's dangerous, I think. You fumble that ball, I just don't understand continuing to run in a situation where you can knee it. Shelley uses their last timeout. There's probably about 55 seconds on the clock at that point, and it's second down. You take another knee, and it's over. We're out of here. Everybody start the buses, But 54 seconds to go now, 1st and 10, and they cannot stop the clock. So this should do it.
Yeah, it's
maybe they don't. I don't know. Maybe they need to get somebody a touchdown for a record, or I don't know. We'll see what happens. But the smart thing to do, I mean, we saw a couple years ago, Coeur d'Alene played Madison up at Madison. I think it was the inaugural game. Man, I can't get that word out. Game up there at the new stadium. And Coeur d'Alene fumbled on a knee down. And Madison picked it up, and they ended up scoring and winning the game. So just play it safe, in my opinion, if you're Skyline.
Well, the only reason why I brought that up is because that was a backup center. He was taking snaps on the side, and,
okay.
you know, it's like, you know, okay, I understand you do these snaps all the time, you know, whatever. You've seen a couple already mishaps during the game, but you know, and maybe they just do not go under center. But you had a backup center in there thinking maybe that could be it, but.
Here's the snap, and they are going to hand it off right side, and Silverio gets down to the 1. And 45 seconds to go, and the clock is just drizzling away. Yeah, it just seriously is confusing why you continue to do that. If you fumble the ball, Shelley picks it up. I know there's not a lot of time left, but you just do not want the worst to happen. And Hackey looks like he's going to take a knee here on this one. And there it is, and that'll do it. So Skyline has won the conference championship. They earn the automatic bid to state. Shelley should be there too, and they more than likely are going to be a top 5 seed, or a top 8 seed, I should say, with the home game. Again, check IdahoSports.com for all that information. We'll have it up as soon as we know it. We're going to take just a very quick break and be back with the ITD player of the game.
If a pedestrian is hit by a car going 20 miles per hour, there's a 90% chance he will survive. At 30 miles per hour, the likelihood of survival decreases to 60%. And at 40 miles per hour, it goes down to 20%. 10 miles per hour makes all the difference. You're in the driver's seat. You have the power to save lives.
Welcome back. All that's left to do again is award our ITD player of the game. As you see there, we're going to go ahead and give that to Abron Silverio.
Yeah, he scored a couple touchdowns for him in a tight game. They only had 3 total touchdowns. I don't know. I'd also maybe, you know, the defense came up with a big stop when they had to. But you know, a good game, kind of what I expected to happen. Not necessarily the outcome. I mean, Skyline, I think, on paper looks like the better team, but I also thought that this would play out this way, that Shelley is a running team. They wanted to take the air out of the ball, kind of to say that keep that Skyline high-powered Skyline offense, which has struggled down. This is something that Skyline's got to address going into the playoffs. This offense has scored 13 points last week against Bonneville, who's, I don't know, mediocre, you know, and then their defense was decent.
Right.
They had a lot of turnovers. Skyline had a lot of turnovers. Going into the state playoffs is not the time to be playing this kind of ball for Skyline. Shelley, on the other hand, they're playing good ball. I mean, this is a good Skyline team.
Right.
Their strengths were Skyline's weaknesses. I felt, you know, with being able to run the ball on that defense, something that Skyline's going to have to address too is that defense. But then Shelley is just kind of built to run the ball. Going to grind it out with you, and they can beat some teams. So going into the playoffs,
they're going to be successful in the playoffs.
Yes.
They are going to get some teams that are banged up, and they're going to run it down their throat. And these are 2 teams that we could very realistically see in the semifinals without any question at all.
Sure, and another thing that's been really big that this fall, especially on this side of the state, we've had an awesome summer, or summer going into fall. We haven't seen any weather yet. You know, over on this side of the state, as far as what would impact a game. Right. Shelley's built for a winter type game, you know, like a muddy field or snowing or whatever could happen in the playoffs that you're going to see in the state of Idaho by the middle of November, end of November, even in Boise, you could see cold weather come into play, and Shelley is built for that. So, yeah, you didn't win tonight if you're Shelley, but you're still looking, hey,
Oh, yeah.
we've still got things that we can build on and things that need to,
Yeah.
you come into the playoffs with a loss. You've got things to work on. Skyline, on the other hand, this high-powered offense it's kind of been, faltering just a little bit. Something's not quite right there with them. Hackey, as far as being a senior, this should be, his time to shine. And the last 2 games, at least the 2 that I've seen, just hasn't been quite on with them.
Yeah, they've struggled to throw the ball deep. They really got it done on the ground, which is what we expected to see from Shelley. But really, the run game from Silverio is what honestly kept Skyline alive in this one. And like you mentioned, weather was going to play a factor. You think Bishop Kelly is going to be the number 1 seed. Bishop Kelly plays outside, and they will be outside and at home all through the playoffs. So unless you're the number 2 seed, you're probably, there's a route that goes through Bishop Kelly, and that will be outside in the Treasure Valley.
And then, you've got like you said, they're just awarding Skyline now with the district champion trophy right now. You're playing in the district championship game, so don't hang your head, Shelley.
Yeah.
You're here. However you got here, started out with 3 losses. You're still here. Don't hang your head. We've got things that, we need to clean up or we need to do a little bit better, but everybody does. You've punched your ticket to the playoffs.
Yep.
Now anything can happen. And like I said, I think Shelley right now, the way they're playing is a little bit more geared to doing some maybe doing some upsets, that taking the air out of the ball, maybe these higher.
Right. Yeah, they're not a team that anybody wants to match up with. They're just a bad matchup problem, and they make you play their way.
Sure.
No one's going to – Shelley is not going to play other people's way. They're going to play their way and force you to play that way too.
Yeah.
So that'll do it here. This has been an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of East Idaho Game Night, presented by Teton Auto Group, Ermac Pediatrics, and D.L. Evans Bank. Also brought to you in part by our major advertising partners, Project Filter, Valleywide Cooperative, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, and your local Toyota dealers. I want to thank our local sponsors today, John Adams GMC, which is now Liberty GMC up in Rexburg, as well as Alta Insurance and Cox's Honey. Special thanks to everybody here at Rafson for helping us get all set up and get this game broadcast to you. Again, congratulations to our IdahoSports.com Player of the Game, presented by the Idaho Transportation Department. Again, that was Abron Silverio. Abron. Man, I get that name wrong. You tell me 1,000 times. Abron Silverio, our IdahoSports.com Player of the Game, presented by the ITD. Thanks for joining us again as Skyline wins the district championship 21-14 over Shelley. For Lynn Frank, I'm Logan Green, and everybody else behind the scenes at IdahoSports.com. We'll see you next week.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com GameStreams. This broadcast is copyrighted to Idaho.